Good morning, everyone. This is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today, I have the honor and pleasure of being with Miss Alesha Osburn, who is an agent with State Farm Insurance. Good morning, Miss Osborne.
Good morning.
Thanks for taking time out your day to sit down for a few minutes and tell people about your business and tell people what you've been up to. Um, First of all, just tell us your story.
Well, I've been born and raised here in Alabama. I grew up in Mobile and came to Birmingham to attend the UAB, go Blazers, and graduated from UAB and decided I loved Birmingham so much we made Birmingham home. Married with three children, and I love where we live. I love this area. Started my career here and had the opportunity to work with State Farm, and that has been a great change for me professionally. So I'm loving agency. We're in our second year. Thank you to everyone who has supported us in the previous year, our first year that we started, and thank you to everyone who continues to support us by allowing us to take care of your insurance needs, personal and business. So we definitely appreciate all of your support.
Okay. So, why did you choose State Farm? Or let me back up. Why did you choose insurance?
Well, I started my career in nonprofit. My major at UAB was history and philosophy, and I remember my mom asking, "What are you going to do with that?" And so, just working in the social and urban development ethics arena, I started my career in nonprofit, and then went into higher education, where I worked as a financial aid director. And the opportunity with State Farm can seem kind of opposite, but it really aligns with the ability to help people understand things that can be difficult, like financial aid and filling out the FAFSA. Insurance is much of the same. It's things that you technically know a little bit about it, but if you had to delve in too deep, it's just kind of one of those things you may end up down a Google rabbit hole. And so my job is literally, like the commercial says, is here to help life go right. And to be available to answer those questions and to help my clients understand what solutions are available so that they can make the decision to take care of how they want to protect their family, and not me making the decision for them. So equipping individuals with the information they need to make those sound decisions, it aligns with what I consider my purpose. And it actually came after a 21-day of prayer and fasting with the Church of the Highlands, which we're in the middle of 21 days of prayer and fasting now. I would say 2016, when we finished the 21 days of prayer and fasting, I ended it and made the decision that I was going to step beyond my fear, and it has been a complete blessing ever since. So I really enjoy what I do.
Okay. All the insurance companies, why did you choose State Farm?
A lot of people are licensed to sell insurance, and you see, a lot of people, hey, let me quote your autos. But State Farm, in my opinion, is one of the last company that has agents, where we do take a lot of time to make sure that we understand what the current laws are, that we understand what the solutions are. We understand what's kind of happening with the economy, and it was what's happening. So when we're not just protecting your car, your home. We're also, State Farm Bank. We also protect your money and your investments. And with life insurance, it's an amazing financial tool that can be utilized for personal and business reasons. And so I really feel like we take the time to meet with our clients to really help advise them, but we equip our clients to make the decision for themselves. But back to one of the reasons I love State Farm is that we've taken a lot of time to understand Alabama's move to the mandatory liability insurance law, and helping individuals who may not have had insurance or may not have had a history with insurance, understanding value over price when it comes to things that could go wrong. We've all lived through tornadoes, and we've seen Katrina on the news, and we've seen what they're going through in Houston and Puerto Rico, and things like that are happening more often. What we really don't see is how people deal after the disasters happen, and that's where the agents come in. The difference is most of our clients were taken care of. State Farm was in Houston a week before FEMA was there, making sure that our clients were taken care of. That's one of the advantages of our company, and I was just so proud to see State Farm step up and be in Houston, have all of our catastrophic loss teams already on site before the storm even hit, and are still there and still working alongside those individuals to help rebuild their lives and rebuild their homes. And no other company can say that. No other company can really say that we stand by our policyholders. And it's not something that they're using to market the State Farm. You don't see it on our commercials, which I'm always like, show them what we're doing. But that's not, our company's very fiscally conservative, and they don't want to spend extra money marketing, what the reality of our business is. So That's just one of those things when it comes down to having an accident or a fire or a loss. If I had to choose who I wanted by my side, it would be a State Farm agent. So I went from being a 13-year customer to an agent.
Oh, okay. What are the common misconceptions people get about? Let's talk about like life insurance, for example.
When people think of life insurance, they immediately think of final expense planning and planning for the beyond. But actually, life insurance is an incredible financial tool that can be utilized in a variety of ways. With a proper advisor, you can utilize several different life insurance solutions, especially for businesses. So I see a lot of people that are evaluating their healthcare needs and long-term needs. Well, life insurance definitely is one of those things that it's a living benefit. It can be a living benefit as well as a plan for the hereafter. And so I always encourage individuals at your youngest and your healthiest point to really look into life insurance. Recently worked with some college graduates on some great strategies that will help them actually pay off student loans. There's a lot of different strategies, but again, everything is unique to the person. With all the technology and all the advances, especially with stem cell research, and now you can spit on a piece of paper and they can tell you where your ancestors, came from 1,000 years ago. The term guaranteed insurability is really important. And so we were working with parents of new children to equip them with having this tool that they can use in adulthood. And that's one of the misconceptions of having life insurance with your children. It's almost like creating a savings account that by the time they become an adult, it will have so much value to it that it will definitely help be a huge opportunity, a springboard for them when it comes to their future, their financial future as adults.
Okay. So we're officially back in school now.
Yes, back to school. That was fun shopping.
Yes.
I think I went to a couple of stores and I went to Target the night before school started and there was no gum in the checkout line. So I just thought, I've never seen Target completely cleared out before, but this time the Target on 150, they were pretty much cleaned out. They were cleaned out of pretty much everything. So I think that means Hoover's back in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some things people need to do now, just in terms of insurance and covering themselves, once school start back with the kids and things?
Yeah, one of the things I recommend is, now the summer's over, it's almost like another resolution, the second part of the year to make all the goals count. One of the things I recommend is when you get your mail, you get your insurance documents, especially open enrollment at your employer, if you have an employer-based health insurance plan, take all of your paperwork and bring it into the office. We can do an evaluation and just kind of answer the questions. I would, always look and see, do I have does the solutions we have in place for our family really protect everything we've had, including home renovations. I think a lot of times people will watch HGTV, get a great idea, and we're going to renovate the kitchen. Well, did you update your homeowner's policy? A lot of times, I've run into situations where when we initially looked at your homeowner's policy, it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but fast forward, you've made $50,000 to $60,000 worth of renovations to your home. Well, now that needs to be included in your replacement cost to make sure that you're always protected in a loss. So I always say that, make sure that you reach out to an insurance agent at least once a year. And if you do not have an agent that's reached out to you, or if you are just looking for maybe a better option, we'd be more than happy to bring in all of your paperwork, bring in what they call your declarations page, or your renewal statements that come in the mail. I know it looks like English, but it doesn't really all compute. That's what we're here for as agents. You can bring that paperwork into the office, and myself or an agent on my team will be happy to look through it and give you an honest evaluation of what you have and maybe some recommendations of some shortfalls or some gaps that we may be concerned about that we can quickly remedy for you.
Okay. Of course, we're in Alabama, and we have unpredictable weather. What are some scenarios you're seeing now with storm season that, your policyholders or prospective people, when it comes to insurance, or when it's, storm coming, they got storm damage?
Yeah, we usually see a lot of people honestly not have homeowners insurance. You know, most commonly your homeowners insurance may be paid through your mortgage payment if you have escrow, but we actually have some great solutions for individuals who pay for their own homeowners insurance. I know there are a lot of misconceptions about homeowners insurance as being really expensive, but I honestly say paying your premiums, if a loss does come up, we are seeing severity of storms be very unpredictable and very quick in happening. I think a month ago there was a storm that popped up in Coleman out of nowhere. There's no way they could have predicted it, and it only damaged 5 homes, but it completely catastrophically damaged those 5 homes. Total losses in those senses. So there's not a lot we can predict. So there are going to be tree limbs and things like that. So there's a lot of what we call loss mitigation strategies that homeowners can take, like making sure your gutters are cleaned, your trees are trimmed, things like that. And we do reach out to our policyholders to remind them of those things, because there are things that just kind of, your spring cleaning list that even though we're into the fall, hey, it's repeat fall cleaning and fall things that you can do to kind of lower your loss. The probability of a loss. But I will say having great insurance coverage where your replacement cost actually will cover the needs that you have. But we also have some awesome enhancements to our homeowners policy that covers even more things that you may not realize that it can cover for very little cost. So the thing is just planning ahead. It's not if something bad will happen, it's when this bad thing happens, how will it be paid for? And in my opinion, I would rather somebody else pay for my car to be replaced or my home to be replaced rather than me having to pay for it myself. So That's what insurance is all about.
Okay. Well, let's transition now over to business owners. What are some things they should be focusing on as we enter into kind of like the third quarter, almost fourth quarter of the year?
Fourth quarter for business owners is usually the busiest because you're really trying to either hit your annual goal numbers, or if you're in a retail establishment, fourth quarter is just your busiest time of year. I see the business owners are least likely to take care of themselves first. They usually are taking care of their business, their family, their customers, but self-care has been something that's really been huge in just public space, right? And so one of the best things I think business owners can do that I consider self-care is sitting down with an insurance agent. If you've never sat down with an agent to go over your business strategy or your strategic plan for your business and making sure you're insured through your growth, because a lot of times growth will just happen, but it really doesn't just happen. There was a plan, but a lot of times your insurance agent is not the one called to the table initially. It may be an accountant. But in most cases for businesses, I work very closely with accountants, because when you're creating a plan, whether it's a strategic plan to redevelop your business or to grow your business, or even to position your business to be sold, we do buy-sell agreements. We do a lot of different, we have a lot of different solutions for business owners. But I think first and foremost, no matter if you're a brand new business, if your business is just an idea, or if your business has actually come to fruition, it is 1,000 and under employees, we still have solutions through State Farm Small Business Premier that we can look at your business, evaluate it, and make sure that you have all of the tools in place that you need. Or if there are some gaps and concerns, we can kind of highlight those and show you the solutions. Because a lot of times people will run from a problem. But in business, you can't really run from a problem, just kind of like you can't run from the IRS. It's there. So it's much easier to deal with it, because beyond your fear is the blessing of growth and prosperity and in alignment with your customers. And so sometimes going over those little rocks and hills actually helps your business escalate to the next level. And so that's kind of what we do.
Okay. Since you've been 2 years officially in business, what tips will you tell people that maybe think about starting their own business, or even think about starting their own insurance agency?
State Farm actually, we're growing. So State Farm is number one insurance in the country, and that's for a lot of different reasons, but we are growing. So if you are interested, I'd be more than happy to talk to anyone who's interested in insurance, whether it's for State Farm or not, just to kind of give you an honest feedback. A lot of times people will tell you the good, or they tell you what they want you to know, but they're not really honest about the struggle. I will say, if anyone paints the picture that business ownership is easy, it is not. It definitely is something you have to be very dedicated and focused on. It has to be a goal that you're constantly working at. You have very high highs, and very low lows. And there's a lot that goes with that. Not only being financially prepared, but also emotionally prepared for long days and sometimes working 13 straight weeks without a break, really. And you have to really be prepared for all that could happen. And a lot of that comes with strategic planning, which is something that we do with business owners to kind of ask the questions: what is important to you? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? How do the solutions we have in place currently fit into those goals? So once you start looking at the goals, and then we start looking at the solutions that are going to help be a vehicle for those goals to make it happen, then we can kind of point out some opportunities, is what I call them. I don't like to think of them as issues. They're really opportunities that we can help solve, either through solutions within our office, or sometimes they're solutions of conversations you need to have with your accountant. Sometimes they're questions you need to ask some vendors. If you have procurement, maybe some streamlining of sourcing, making sure your fixed expenses are more in line with your budget. Sometimes simple questions and probing questions can uncover a lot of things, and have someone with an unbiased perspective is such an amazing sounding board for a business owner. So I always say, for business owners, have a mentor in the field that you can call on. I know I have great mentors. All of the State Farm agents, we work very closely together. Thomas Waters is one of my mentors. Call him all the time. So we're never really in competition with each other, because we all really truly value our community and we value helping our clients. So we work very well together. But so do all of us. I work with lots of attorneys and accountants, because we want to just do the best thing for our client. And so for the client, sometimes they don't even realize that you have a great resource team, that you just have to utilize them. And so a lot of times it starts with your insurance agent. Do a quick risk management evaluation, and we can pull all the other resources to the table and really allow yourself. It's amazing to see when people work together, a network of people can work together to help a business owner execute a strategy or solution, and then see that solution applied to the consumers that need it. It's really incredible. But that's kind of the other side of insurance that people don't get to see. That's really cool.
Okay.
It's like Legos or Tetris. It's like,
okay.
Which I love Tetris, so it's kind of like Tetris.
Okay. Well, I got two final questions. They're easy.
Oh.
The first one is, all the State Farm agencies, why should they choose yours?
Because I'm me. No, you get me as an agent. I consider myself pretty cool, but I'm also, it goes back to that nonprofit background. Literally, my role is to help my clients and help life go right. My focus is solely on the client at that time. You get a lot of more focused attention. It's not about value, it's about price. And so especially with this new mandatory liability law, I may spend more time than other agents maybe explaining things, but I feel like that goes much further. You'll never forget the person that helped you understand something that you didn't get before. Just like it's like always that teacher. So that's where the education comes in, is because, that's what I have my master's in, is in education. And so I do use those strategies to help my clients, my business owners, also my nonprofits. I mean, nonprofits have to have great insurance. They have to have coverage. But with board of directors changing very often, and sometimes even executive directors changing, one of the things that, that remains the same is the insurance representative, and in knowing some of the solutions, and also knowing the strategic plan with all the different cities that we live with. Hoover has an aggressive strategic growth plan. Birmingham is doing some fantastic and innovative things where, we have some business development growth in Inslee and Woodlawn and all these other areas. Knowing that and being able to connect those solutions to the people who are interested is really a great position to be in as well. Okay.
So if they would like to get in contact with you and for more information, I'll be remiss. I see the sign.
Yeah, so you can visit us at AleshaOsburn.com. You can also find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or my Birmingham agent, all one word.com. You can email us from our website. You can start a quote. But again, just like I said earlier, some of the best things is to just grab all of your paperwork, especially if you're in open enrollment with your employer and they have a couple of different options for open enrollment, but you're not really sure what the best solution is, or if you're having to go to the public health exchange, but you're not really sure how it works. We can help you with that, and also help you with the supplemental insurance. State Farm does have Medicare solutions, so if you're at that point where you need to evaluate your Medicare solutions, we can do that as well. We pretty much have the full house. For you as an individual, just grab the paperwork, set an appointment, and you can go to our Facebook page to schedule or to request an appointment, or to our website. But schedule either a phone consultation or an appointment. 15 to 30 minutes could definitely change your life. I say if it only took 10 minutes to change your life, that would probably not be good. I know there's lots of commercials that says 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but it's just kind of like going to the dentist. You may not want to, but after you feel really much better. I think it's the same thing for insurance. Like, you may not want to go, but trust me, one 30-minute visit can save you thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or it can save you the difference of your home being fully replaceable versus only 80% replaceable. So it's always good, a good time spent, I think.
Okay, and for one reason alone, she has her own water. So if you would like to get,
we always have snacks,
especially branded water, just stop by.
What? My grandmother estimated that she always made sure there was food, and that every time you were in her house or in her space, that you were very comfortable. So we always have refreshments, and we always have food, and we always have comfortable places to sit. And hey, if you want to karaoke, we can do that too. So singing is therapeutic. So you may find us singing one afternoon, and that's just
Okay.
always fun here.
Okay.
At least to me.
Good. And what's that phone number again?
The phone number is 205-823-7700, and you can text this number as well. So if I'm an elder millennial, so I get it. Sometimes you just don't want to talk on the phone. You can text us at 205-823-7700, or you can call us at that number, and we'd be more than happy to help.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Osburn, for taking time out your day. And for more information, more interviews, please check out what'shappenedbirmingham.com. Thank you all again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.